So what happened at the hearing in the case of the guy charged with assault occasioning grievous bodily harm and contravene an AVO? There's heaps of personal and domestic violence cases being dealt with by the New South Wales Local Court. So why not take the opportunity to talk more about the most common type of offending? Ashley came here to Cessnock Local Court on this day in May 2025 for another assault case, which didn't happen, so I stayed to observe this hearing for the following reasons. First, because I should do more content on violent type cases. Second, the complainant is now bail refused in whatever case they've got going on. So it will be interesting to see the logistics of the complainant being in jail during the hearing. By the way, the defendant is also bail refused. But they have been transported here and are waiting next door in Cessnock Police Station. Third, we hear the defendant has another case before the local court that involves the major crash unit. So with multiple serious charges, I wonder why we, the community, haven't heard about this case. Is there anything about this case that the community would benefit from hearing about? The hearing starts with everyone waiting around because the police prosecutor has added a new witness. So it stood down for the defence solicitor to take instructions from the defendant. Lucky I brought a cut sandwich and I sit outside and wait. Where one of the solicitors has parked in front of the courthouse and there's a situation developing because the car is blocking the bin. I'm questioning why I'm here. A short time later, the case resolves itself. Looks like the prosecution and the defence have amended the facts and the defendant will now plead guilty. So the hearing's off. Of the 4 hearings listed on this day at Cessnock, not one of them went ahead. That's just how things go. By the way, the defendant ended up staying inside Cessnock Police Station. Due to police resourcing, they video him into the courtroom rather than physically bring him in. He's dressed in prison greens and he only spoke once to confirm his name. The sentencing will happen in July and there's an AVO with his assault charge which the defendant agrees to be finalised today. However, the police seek to change the conditions, which the magistrate questions because the change would then allow the defendant to be in contact with the complainant. We are never told the backstory between the defendant and the complainant. The magistrate then decides not to finalise the AVO today, rather leave the decision about the contact condition to happen at the same time as the sentencing in July. I find it interesting the number of cases you can accidentally find out about observing from the courtroom gallery. But why don't we talk about these cases outside the courthouse?